Okay, for today's vocabulary, um, for today's vocabulary, I should speak more clear. This is from Forbes about a DJ Zedd, and how he presents his show. So starting with number 1 on page 2, the nature of something, the basic features or the basic qualities about something, or the basic character about something. In the example, it says the nature of the business. Sometimes we say the nature of the business. We also say, this is a really good expression, the nature of the beast. If you were talking about like the business you work in, and there's, maybe you really like your job, there's a lot of people in it, and it's very competitive, but there's something about your job that's very difficult and very tough. Maybe you have to be a good salesperson. Maybe you have to be very good at presenting. Maybe you have to be a good programmer, depending on your kind of work. But that is what we call the nature of the beast. So I have a great job, but it's really difficult because I have to do a lot of programming. But that's the nature of the beast. So it's a good time to introduce that expression with it, meaning that is the features, or that is the characteristic of my work. Number 2, choreograph. The spelling and the pronunciation is a little bit kind of strange. Choreograph is to basically you plan how to execute your operation. Usually choreography refers to like dancing and performance, and probably in most cases choreography refers to some kind of media where you have to practice and practice and practice to get your presentation perfect. In action movies, a lot of action movies require a lot of choreography where they have to choreograph the people fighting. Because they're not really fighting, obviously, but they have to make it look real. They have to move fast, and the actors and the cameras have to move accordingly, so that it's more believable or intense in the movie. Number 3, real time is when something is happening at that moment. So sometimes things are pre-recorded. You can watch a TV show and it might be a rerun, or it might be pre-recorded. The same with radio shows. Some radio shows are pre-recorded. However, you can listen to some shows live or in real time. So that's what real time is. It's just basically happening at that moment live. Number 4, on the spot, is a great expression to say that it's happening right there at that moment. My boss asked me a question on the spot. We were having a meeting and my boss asked me a question on the spot. Meaning we were at a meeting and my boss asked me something right there, right at that moment in front of everyone. So on the spot, sometimes when you put someone on the spot, it's like you kind of don't give them any time to prepare. So what happens is they are a little bit surprised. So to be on the spot is a little bit spontaneous. It's instant. It happens at that moment. Number 5, on the fly. This is a great idiom to say that you do something, you respond to something right at that moment. So if you break it down to the word fly, a lot of times the word fly in the English language is used to mean like you're going very quickly, you're just going. So on the fly is basically you respond to something and you do something right away. I like going to, let's say if you were talking about like going on maybe to meet other people or going to like a party or like a club. I like going to events with my best friend because he's very creative on the fly. Like he's very thoughtful and very creative, and he doesn't need any time to prepare. He just does it instantly. Usually it's like a type of response that you have. I did it on the fly. So my boss had asked me to, report this to him right now. So I printed it on the fly and gave it to him. Number 6, a last minute thing is usually something that happens right before it's due. Right before the due date, or right before the time that it has to be finished. So, I was about to go home today, and at the last minute, my coworker had asked me to have a drink. And that's our vocabulary for today.